Hi and welcome back. Somebody asked me how I make my raised beds by hand. So I'm going to give you a brief description. This ain't going to be a long detailed video, but I just want to give you an idea how I end up with something like this, which is what I have my blackberries on. You see, I have short rows. I like doing short rows. I'd like to have a million short rows rather than one real long row, because just for me, when it comes time to picking, it's psychologically easier to pick a short row than it is to pick one that's, say, 150 feet long. So I'd rather do a bunch of short ones than a long one. So that's one of the reasons why I did it this way. Alright, well, I'll show you. I'm putting in a new row of blackberries. Just the next row over. These here are Ponca. That's a thornless blackberry, not a real big one, but a very sweet one. And we just put these in here, I don't know, they're in here a couple weeks now, maybe two weeks. So as you can see down here, if you take a good look under here, we're irrigating them right now. See the drip tape there is weeping right at the base of this plant. Now, it doesn't work that way with all of them. There's a drip every foot. I think they're a foot apart, the drip points. But that shows you how we water them. This whole berm will stay moist underneath here with this, and then I can also run fertilizer through my fertilizer injector at the beginning of this whole system. So that's how we fertilize them too. Some of the times I'll put certain things in the soil. We got a low-flying aircraft over here constantly. So you can see how nice and wet that is underneath there. I just turned that drip on. I'd say maybe 10-15 minutes ago. It's already nice and moist. Got a little bit of grass growing here. We're gonna get rid of that. Let's see, we got some weeds here popping up. That's the one thing about keeping them moist. It does invite everything and anything to grow, but with this landscape fabric, this stuff makes it nice. You can keep a good control on your weeds and retain your moisture into there. Alright, so I got my rows for my raspberries and blackberries 128 inches apart. That's almost 11 feet. I just like that number. Works for me when I do my measuring. So I make my rows 36 inches from here to here. So I line my tape measure up 18 inches on that valve there, and then put a stake on either side, one at 36 and one at 1. You see, one there, one over there. I go down to the other end, all the way down here, and then I measure from that drip tape valve there I have on the opposite end. I put valves on the ends of the drip tape, so if they ever get dirty, I can open them up and run them clean. That's why I do that. Plus, if I ever need water to wash my hands off or anything else, I got a little, I got water right there, as long as the drip line's on. So I'll measure 128 inches over from there, and I'll get the center of my row over here. And again, I'll put it at 18 inches in the middle, one at 1, one at 36. And then I run my 550 cord, something every infantry soldier should have plenty of. I'll run that around and get my my outline for the bed. And first you want to make sure you rake it out fairly decent, get all the big rocks out. Then I go down each side and I dig down, oh, I don't know, 4 inches, 5 inches, 2 shovel widths on each side, and throw it up into the middle. Go all the way down like that. And then I rake it out, put a little bit of fertilizer in there. If you look good, you can see some of the little beads of blackberry fertilizer I put in there. That's Stark Brothers blackberry and bramble fertilizer. So I put that down, and then I'll come over here and I'll do the same thing. I'll take 2 shovel widths down, 2 shovel widths across, and throw it up onto the berm here. Then I'll break that all up nice and rake it out nice. And I'll top dress it with a little more fertilizer, and then I'll cover it with my 4-foot wide roll of fabric, weed fabric. And then what I do is I just take, so the weed fabric will come down off the bed down to the bottom here. It'll overhang. So that's a 3-foot wide bed. I got 4-foot fabric, so that gives me a 1/2 foot on either side to tuck in. And then I'll come over here and I'll shovel all this over, all that over on top of the tarp, like you see right here. So all this was raked from over here. So I pulled all this over, and you tuck it in, and that's it. I do use a few staples on the ends. So in the ground here, you can see here, it's one of them. I got these metal staples to hold it in place, to keep it tight lengthwise until I get the sides tucked in. You can, if you got staples, extra staples, you can put a few in the sides too. It wouldn't hurt to put one in at every plant. That certainly wouldn't hurt if you want to tuck your ends in a little better, but I know I did a good job with the ground, so that's not coming up anytime soon, unless I want it to. So I said this wasn't going to be in detail or in lengthly, but I would have liked to actually had the material out here and unrolled it and showed you it, but maybe I'll make a separate video of that when the time comes, when I get this dug out. But I just wanted to get a brief description before I get it finished. Alright, well, thanks for watching. I hope this helps you out. If you ever need any help, just feel free to comment, ask any questions you like, and like the video. Thanks.